I want to talk about how to write dry code, which is basically code where you don't repeat yourself. And I want to show that with two examples. So the first example here is I noticed you wrote, or somebody wrote a piece of logic that basically, if the user is anonymous or doesn't have a username, render it this way. And if they do have a username, render it this way. The problem with this logic is that a lot of this code that was written, so let me actually here. Okay, so basically let me show you what this code looks like before and after my change. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to click on view file. Alright, then I'm gonna go to the okay. I'm going to see what did the file look like before I made this change. I'm going to right get blame. Okay. Raw? No, that's not what we want. Okay, I think this is what we want. Okay, so the old logic looked like this, which is that show this user display. And if the user is anonymous or doesn't have a username, show this display instead. The problem with this logic is that if you actually look at it, right, like for example, like this component right here, all of this stuff and all of this stuff is the same. So why are you writing it twice, right? So that's basically the concept of dry code, right? Don't repeat yourself. Why are you repeating yourself? So the way you solve this, right, is that you find the specific parts that are different, which basically I think turned out to be like this thing right here. And then you share, so whether or not the user is anonymous or not, this part will be the same, but the specific part that's different, which is this part right here, you render that differently. Okay, let me show another example. This example is, I believe, for the content card. Don't need two separate components for showing blog and non-blog images. Right. So again, this was when if the type of the thing is a blog, we would show it in a certain way, and if it wasn't a blog, we'd show it in a certain way. And then again, a lot of duplicate code. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to view the file. Okay, so here get blame. Okay. And again, here we have content card inner, right? Where if the content card inner was a blog post, we would render it like this. And if it wasn't a blog, we'd render it like this. And again, similar to the previous example here, you see lower container here. Right, you can even see it has two matches because it's literally an exact match from both places. So instead of writing it twice, again, don't repeat yourself. What you do is you basically join them together in the same component here, and then you find the specific part that's different. So in our case, the part that was different was the part where you show the image in the upper container too. Right, so that part was different. So then instead of writing the same code twice, you say, okay, well, just this specific part right here, if the type is a blog, render it this way, and if it's not a blog, render it this way.